A new Decision Desk HQ poll shows that inflation and the economy remain the top issues for Americans. 47% of those surveyed say they're worse off than they were a year ago. And everyday Americans say they are feeling the pinch. Consumers are trying to save money, and some companies know it. 40 million Netflix customers are choosing to sit through the ads in order to pay less for their subscription. McDonald's is bringing back its $5 value meal to lure customers who are tightening their belts and budgets. Meanwhile, Whole Foods is planning to expand its generic store brands to offer customers more affordable options. No more whole paycheck, or at least on some things. Joining us now, personal finance expert Ted Jenkin, CEO and co-founder of Oxygen Financial. Good to see you. Happy Friday. What are the areas where people can save every single day when they're worried about their money? Mindful spending, where are we seeing it?
Well, good morning, Marni. And you know, Walmart has been one of the biggest beneficiaries of inflation. Its fastest growing segment is actually people that make $75,000, even $100,000 or more. So you're seeing a lot of people going to discount stores right now. You mentioned this with streaming services. Lots of people have 4, 5, 6 streaming services, but people are watching ads willingly now. So if you're willing to watch ads, as you mentioned, Netflix ad-supported plan is up 700%. But Marni, here's the real inflation fighter right now. Grow your own vegetable garden. Yes, a lot of people right now are starting to grow their own garden. In a recent poll, 70% of Americans said, I'm either going to start growing my own garden or I'm going to expand the one that I have right now. Tomatoes, cucumbers, things that may make food prices just a bit cheaper.
And companies seem to understand that people are feeling the pinch and they're living with the pain day to day. You've got McDonald's, we mentioned Whole Foods. Where can people find deals when they're going to the store? Is it hidden, or is it obvious when we're shopping?
Well, it's interesting because the Dollar Tree store is now the $7 Tree store. But you mentioned a lot of people ask themselves, can I even get a combo fast food meal for $10 now? In a lot of cases, you can't. That's why McDonald's is running this promotion. But all the fast food chains, Wendy's has a biggie bag for $5. KFC has a 2-piece chicken for $5. But I think a lot of people need to be thinking about shopping generic. This is why Whole Foods is now opening up 100 more stores where they're offering 30,000 generic products. So even at the grocery store, you might just have to shop generic right now. And when you go to places like Target that carry 45 private label brands, one of my favorites, Marni, is if you have kids, go to the Cat and Jack brand. Because if your kids wear it, tear it, they outgrow it over the next year, you can return it to Target with a receipt and get a free set of clothes. So people have to look at those kinds of things when they're shopping right now, let alone using coupon apps like Honey if you're shopping online.
Yeah, and that's really good because so many companies have gotten more restrictive in their return policies. So if you can find deals like that, make sure you jump on them. How about the different age groups? What are we seeing with that, Ted? Right now, you've got the Gen X, the millennials, the boomers described as anxious when it comes to spending.
Yeah, look, I feel for millennials and Gen Zs right now because the main problem we have is that wage growth is not keeping up with inflation. If you get a salary raise of 4% and 1% of that goes to taxes, your salary only goes up by 3%. If inflation, which it was this week at 3.4%, you're actually going backwards. So when you look at rent prices, car insurance, all those kinds of things, I really feel for millennials and Gen Zs right now. They're struggling. It's tough.
Yeah, I've got a daughter in college. She's already thinking about when I get a job. She's like, how am I going to pay my bills? Looking at how much things cost. I anticipate being asked for some help. How about interest rates in the near future? Might we see some change?
No, I don't think we will at all. I don't see the Fed cutting rates whatsoever until after the election right now. It's a real challenge. And you look at people like your daughter or like my kids that are in their 20s now, it's very challenging to think about buying a home. That income to home ratio is so much larger right now. It can be very challenging. And of course, those people that have put themselves in credit card debt, they're at the biggest challenge right now. We have $1.1 trillion in credit card debt. The average interest rate are in the 20s. And all of that is a form of inflation, Marni, right? It adds up on people's wallets. It's what's putting people further and further behind right now and why they're anxious about the economy.
Yeah, and it's not discretionary spending. I mean, it is like food on the table type of spending. Ted Jenkin, thank you. Important topic, and a lot of people feeling that pain right now. Thank you for watching. Go to NewsNationNow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.